What up everyone, no respawns here, hope you've had a grand weekend so far. So this is my Jamaica Plain mod. Now this is actually about 70% done, maybe even 65, because basically there's loads of like details I want to add. However, the core of it is done in terms of the actual structure. So this is quite a small mod. For those of you who don't know, this is my Mercer safe house in my current save. And therefore, it was one of the first settlements I wanted to do, because obviously I always play Railroad. I've even got the lantern tattooed on my arm. So they basically, I wanted to give them a decent place to shack up. So and what I'm going to do is I'm just give you a quick tour of what I've done. You can really gather, those of you who are familiar with Jamaica Plain probably can gather already that I fixed it. But I have also... I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be doing. I could have possibly waited a day or two when I've actually got it finished, but I wanted to kind of get it up because I did promise I'd get it up, and it's in a completely usable state right now. It's just that most of the stuff I'll do will be more like detail stuff, so you can happily build here and it won't affect any of the building area. So I've got Nikki over there who's going to be my test dummy, which I really feel bad actually using Nick Valentine as a test dummy for things, because it feels like I'm, you know, doing it because he's a synth. I do it because you're beautiful, Nikki. Alright, so basically what I've gone and done is I fixed it, effectively, really. So that was the first thing I wanted to do. I'll quickly pop inside. So this actually took a really long time to do. So I fixed all the floors, fixed the walls, there's no gaps. I deliberately did leave one damaged wall, just because I wanted it to look a little bit beaten up. But then I repaired it with plyboard and all that jazz. But basically I fixed in here, that ugly piece of rubble is gone, just the big gaps, everything. So it's quite much crisper. The reason why this took so long, those of you who've used the creation kit will attest, is when you've got things which kind of go together, if you get them too far apart, there's a big gap, but if you get them too close, the textures clash, and then you get that flashing... You've ever seen a mod where you've got, like, flashing textures? That's because the textures are kind of overlapping, effectively. But that isn't a problem here, because I spent ages doing it. Let's pop inside. I've just added some doors. These doors are probably placeholders, I'll be utterly honest, because they're a bit dull looking. I've also replaced all the floor up here as well. Let's check. Oh, there's a bit of a texture clash. There'll be a little bit more polish. I thought I got all of them. This one seems to be. It's really hard to actually get rid of all of them, but I think that's... Oh, there's a bit there. Trust me, when I say I'll obsessively going over this, I can assure you this will not be there in a few days. Anyway, so basically I fixed the roof as well. So basically what I wanted to do was I wanted it to still like one of the, you know, the standard destroyed houses, but I wanted to basically, quite simply put, Jamaica Plain always seemed like an odd choice of house to use, because there are other houses here which are a bit more less destroyed and a bit more stable, whereas the settlement is actually this one, which has had the giant hole in the roof. It was a bit weird, so I fixed the hole, basically, and I will fix the very subtle texture clashes. Also, I've obviously added this scaffolding here, and this little kind of walkway, so you just walk up, and up here. Now, I will be putting... I won't build something up here, but I'll be kind of like railing this off and kind of making it look a bit more shacky and reinforced. Again, I'll be deliberately leaving this space open, so don't worry if you build stuff here. Just do us a favour and don't put any railings around the edge, because I'll be doing it. And it will look a lot better, yeah? Because I have the creation kit and I've got mad skills. So basically, that's pretty much it. It's a very... with this mod, I deliberately only wanted to reinforce this house. Like nothing else at all. I probably... will tidy. Have I tied? Yeah, I also tied up the leaves to an extent on the outside, so you notice there's less of the rubble. But in terms of what I'm going to be doing, so those of you who remember my actual Jamaica Plain build, I kind of deliberately patched up the walls to give it a more reinforced feel. That's kind of what I'll be doing, and I deliberately did a little bit at the front right here, so you see how this kind of like custom-made railing area there, expect to see that around it quite a lot, and I might even put a few supports around the outside to kind of give the illusion that they're trying to reinforce the outside of the structure. Same with the top there, and I'll probably even replace these doorways or make them look a bit more reinforced, so it just maybe like something that looks like a security gate, because again, this is it's for me, it's my Mercer safe house, but obviously I still want it to look like a kind of a bit more of a reinforced homestead. There will also be, I will have the, as I've done in my Red Rocket and my Sanctuary Junk Walls, there will also be the symbols from the railroad, and as before, you'll have the ally or safe house symbol, and you can just scrap the one you don't want. Now, a couple of things, it more or less does work fine. Literally, it's just those flashing textures, and also the nav mesh just on the top of that scaffolding is a bit squiffy. I've been testing with Nick, so he opens the doors fine.
Go check that out.
But he did get a little bit confused doing the scaffolding, and what I'm just gonna need to do is just open that one back.
Check it out.
What I'm gonna need to do is just walk all the way around there, mate. Fair enough. What I'm going to need to do is basically just kind of rebuild the nav mesh, because I did it earlier. The problem is, basically, let me just get Nick so he just demonstrates that these doors actually work. There we go, doors work. There's twofold with this one, which is why the nav mesh is a bit of a pain in the ass. Right about here. Whoop, 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 that way.
How many lifetimes do you think it would take to rebuild a place like this?
Hopefully not too long, Nicky, because I've got scant free time and I also work a job. But very well timed comment, my boy. Basically, so there's actually the cell edge here. So those of you who don't use the creation kit, those of you who do will know. Basically, on the cell edge, you can't have nav mesh cross the cell edge. It makes having nav mesh go over. Basically, it's like the whole game is divided into these little sections, and if you have the nav mesh cross, it's really, really pissing annoying. Basically, I need to do a bit more reading up on how to do it properly. I think I do it properly, but sometimes it gets a bit squiffy. And also, and this was a nightmare, and I spared a picture on Twitter earlier because it was just absolutely horrific to look at. Right, so because this is 2 floors, shut up, Nick, I'm talking, right, yeah? Because this is 2 floors, when you're trying to do the nav mesh up here, you can see the nav mesh down there. Now, I can use the hide function to hide it, but it's still really annoying, because if I, like, angle the camera that way, doing here, then I can see all of the nav mesh over there. It's just a bit of a pain in the knob. It's a time-consuming thing. For the most part, it works, and I did do it, I thought, properly, but for some reason, he just wouldn't go up here. But then he started walking up it. It was really bizarre, so I think maybe it also might be just a complex path. So that's that. So basically, I'll just be reinforcing it. I might turn this into a doorway as well. There'll be no decoration. I will probably light it, though. But what I'm going to deliberately do is, because there's a bit of furniture in here, I'm actually going to possibly have my lights. Actually, no, I won't, because I want to have it. Everything I add will be scrappable, because it said it won't be like my sanctuary home where I'll be adding loads of stuff. Now, one final thing. I don't know how to fix this. You see my caretaker boy over here? Those of you who have Jamaica Plain as your Mercer safe house will know that it's a bit weird. Every other settlement, he will be inside. He'll hang around, he'll do his thing. With Jamaica Plain, he hangs out here. Now, I'm trying to figure out why.
Hey, hold position.
Calm down, Nicky. You're a bit excitable today. I know you've missed Jamaica Plain, but you know, just chill out. We've been in Far Harbour for a bit, so you know what I mean. He hasn't really seen the sun for a while. So basically, I have a sneaking suspicion. If basically this is Jamaica Plain EX6, I think. So it means exterior section 6. However, this is Jamaica Plain EX9. I have a sneaking suspicion his scripting is assigned to the wrong place. And I might try and fix it. I'll probably fix it with a separate mod if I ever can. Sorry in advance if I can't. But basically, in the ideal world, I'm going to try and have it so it just moves him over here. The reason I want to do it with a separate mod, if I figure it out and it works fine, I might do it on this mod. But I don't want to, like, break the caretaker. But basically, yeah, for some weird reason, he stands over there. But it should be a simple case of just changing it. I did open up the, if you press M, it shows up all of, like, the monster spawning and all that jazz, and there isn't one for him at all, so it must be stored somewhere else. But anyway, this is my Jamaica Plain. It's about 70% done. I'll have it finished within like a few days. I just kind of wanted to get this out right now because I did promise, and I need a break from staring at the nav mesh. So this will be done in a few days. It's available on all platforms. Links in the description. I hope you like it. If you find any errors, let me know. This should be a pretty fine one to be. It's not like my Sanctuary. You've got about 3 or 4 mods that potentially conflict. This one's just one mod, and it will be updated. I will also, these turrets are ones I've placed, but I potentially might have my own placed turrets, but I'm not sure yet. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns, and I will talk to you fantastic bunch soon. You take care.